Arvind Kejriwal. I'll ask Zahir to actually show you with what's taking place right, the facade of our show today. Well, that is Arvind Kejriwal's rally, where it's taking place right here at the Sabzi Mandi. So right before we get into our show, let's get a quick reaction. Amma, कौन जीतेगा, बीजेपी, कांग्रेस या आम आदमी पार्टी?
केजरीवाल।
केजरीवाल क्यों?
वो गरीबों की सहायता के लिए।
Well, yesterday when we were at the BJP rally, everybody thought that it would be the BJP that would win this election. Right now, all that people we've been talking to, and understandably so, because this is an Aam Aadmi Party stronghold. It used to be the Congresses at one point of time, but now it belongs to the Aam Aadmi Party. So everyone we've asked is going the Aam Aadmi Party. Kaun?
Kejriwal.
There you have it. But like we said yesterday, everybody was all about BJP and Kamal. Today it is about Kejriwal. What a day it has been, where political rhetoric is concerned. The capital exploded with voices coming in from either side. But let's get you the latest that we are witnessing right now. News just coming in. My producer is telling me that Kiran Bedi's office, in fact, has been attacked. Bhai sahab, yahan se hat jaiye. Has been attacked, is what we are getting in Krishna Nagar, in her constituency. Kiran Bedi's office has come under attack. Initial information filtering in, it suggests that lawyers have attacked the office, and I want to cut across to my camera person, and maybe we can show this particular picture. It is 1988. It is the caning incident which happened at Tees Hazari. Now, lawyers had taken deep offense to that caning incident. It was one of a blot on Kiran Bedi's career. And allegedly, it seems, the lawyers have now attacked the Krishna Nagar constituency where her office is situated. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to cut across at this point of time to Javed Ansari, our executive editor, and get some more details coming in. You know, Javed, there's been a constant intent of Amit Shah, of the BJP, to placate the lawyers, especially in the national capital. Now word coming in that the office of Kiran Bedi has been attacked. Can you give us details?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. What we are told is that some lawyers were protesting outside Kiran Bedi's election office in Krishna Nagar. They got carried away in the heat of the moment and things got out of hand. There was a bit of a scuffle and some thugging and pushing. Now, whatever it is, whatever may be the reason, you know, in election, politics, it's one thing to voice your protest. It's quite another to get physical. This is certainly not on, and perhaps those who did it, whoever may have been behind it, should consider this. This is certainly not done and not acceptable in politics.
Right. All right, well, what we do know right now is that there are people who are injured, allegedly. Kiran Bedi just a short while has tweeted, and I want to quote her on that. She says that she's cutting short her campaign and she's rushing back to her party office in Krishna Nagar. Headlines today, reporters are on the ground getting our viewers the very latest, and we'll keep getting you more on that. But the story of the day, well, it began today morning when most of the people in the national capital opened their newspapers. Well, it was a day of ad wars. And to take you through the latest controversy, massive political war breaking out between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party over the latest anti-Kejriwal ad by the BJP. Both the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP have approached the Election Commission complaining of each other in the advertisement row. AAP has taken serious offense to this latest advertisement put forth by the BJP. Why so? Well, in literal translation, what this advertisement says is that Kejriwal created ruckus when not being sent an invite on Republic Day. It has a phrase in Hindi, and we've marked it for our viewers, the translation of which is, your anarchist subcaste was ready to disrupt the celebration. Now, Aam Aadmi Party has turned this ad into a political opportunity, seeking a public apology and seeking its withdrawal. Let's get you the reactions on the story.
देखिए, आज जो विज्ञापन आया है बीजेपी की तरफ से, उसमें अरविंद केजरीवाल के गोत्र पर निशाना साधा गया है, उसको उपद्रवी बताया गया है। अरविंद केजरीवाल जो है वो अग्रवाल समाज से आते हैं। इसका मतलब आप पूरे अग्रवाल समाज को उपद्रवी बताने का काम कर रहे हैं। ये किस भाषा का प्रयोग बीजेपी कर रही है? बीजेपी इतनी नीचे गिर जाएगी, मुझे इस बात की उम्मीद नहीं थी।
वास्तव में ये मुद्दा एक राजनीतिक लाभ को उठाने के लिए उनका जो राजनीतिक व्यवहार है, जो उनका अराजकता का डीएनए है, राजनीतिक संदर्भों में की गई बात को वो एक दूसरा ट्विस्ट देना चाहते हैं।
Well, we are expecting right now Arvind Kejriwal to come in any time and address this rally right behind me. Massive crowds have gathered here, but this has been pretty much what has been on display during the mother of all political showdowns. I want to go to Brijesh Pandey, my colleague, who's been tracking developments on the ad war controversy. Brijesh, the question I want to ask you is, what is the BJP's defense? We just heard the party spokesperson saying what they did. What is the BJP's defense to those ads, especially where they are targeting a particular caste?
Well, Preeti, they realized pretty soon at the start of the day when the controversy broke out that they have kind of rendered a self-goal. And the only way they deemed fit to take on Arvind Kejriwal and his accusation that BJP is anti-Agrawal caste is that they went on an offensive. Power Minister Piyush Goyal along with BJP State President Satish Upadhyay did a press conference in which they said that, you know, all this Upadravi Gotra was nothing but a political metaphor. We tried to ask Piyush Goyal as to what kind of metaphor the word Gotra is going to be, but he kept on repeating, saying that, you know, this is a political metaphor, it has to be seen in that spirit only, and there is no way the BJP is indulging into casteist policy. In fact, they took the offensive to another ridiculous level by saying that it is Arvind Kejriwal who has, by raising the Agrawal caste bogey, is kind of indulging in casteist policy, and they even went to election commission to file a complaint against Aam Aadmi Party. So the BJP is trying to play aggressively, but deep down they also know that, you know, that they have committed a self-goal. It's one thing to lampoon your political opponent, it's one thing to criticize him, but it is definitely very, very absurd to literally hand Aam Aadmi Party a handle to beat you down with, because whatever your political metaphor is, the meaning of that metaphor is coming out in an absolutely different form. Preeti?
You know, Javed, many would say at this point of time that the BJP is pretty much losing the plot. Now, the political rhetoric in the national capital hitting an all-time low, isn't it?
Well, certainly, and the BJP now on reflection must will come to the conclusion that perhaps their choice of metaphor was totally wrong. They could have chosen something better. And when you leave yourself open to something like this with such a politically incorrect statement, incorrect choice of metaphors, then this is bound to be exploited. This, of course, the BJP opened itself to the attack, and the Aam Aadmi Party was very quick to turn the knife in. Mr. Arvind Kejriwal started off the day early in the morning with these tweets. Then it was followed up by the other leaders. Of course, the BJP protested its innocence, and then it fielded Mr. Piyush Goyal, one of the very central ministers who's overseeing this election.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, I'm sure they will also realize that perhaps they could have chosen their metaphors, the terminology a lot better.
Yes. Well, the BJP today would be taking heart in the fact that there has been another controversy. Just about 3 hours ago, one of the NGOs working for the Aam Aadmi Party has said that there's dubious funding involved. Before we cut across to the other elements that we've got for our viewers today, let me take a quick reaction coming in from the people here who are all Aam Aadmi Party supporters. खबर देखी है, कहते हैं कि जो आम आदमी पार्टी का पैसा जो आ रहा है वो भी काला धन है. आज का खबर देखा है, सही के गलत?
गलत है एकदम से.
क्यों?
काला धन इन लोगों के पास है, हमारे पास काला धन नहीं है.
Well, there you have it. People extremely enthused with what you just heard, but I want to cut across to the other elements that we have planned for the show. My colleague Simi Pasha speaking to Ajay Makan. Listen in.
Response you're getting on the ground?
Yes, it is very good, and the best thing is that our workers are very enthusiastic, and the response also is very good.
The sentiment on the ground is that people see you as a credible leader, somebody who spent some 25-30 years in politics here, but they think that you're batting for a losing side.
I don't think so, because I feel that if people vote for me, if people support me, I represent a party, I represent a thought of the Congress party. So people are supporting that thought also and that party also. Ajay Makan! Ajay Makan! Zindabad!
Would you BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party has lots of new people joining. People seem to be leaving the Congress. There are no new people who are joining the Congress party.
Well, look at the kind of people who are leaving Congress. So they are not the ones of whom we were proud of. So if such people leave, so I think it is good for the Congress party also. After all these people enjoyed the power when Congress was in power. And many of them brought bad name for the party also. So if liability gets lesser and lesser, it is good for the Congress.
And see, also compared to an Arvind Kejriwal or Kiran Bedi, who keep addressing rallies, they've been associated with a public movement. You've basically been associated with the Congress's backroom. You were heading the backroom boys to the Congress party. Do you see yourself as a backroom boy?
If a Lok Sabha MP or a 3-term legislator, twice Lok Sabha MP, former university president, elected university president, is just a backroom boy, so to whom you will call a grassroots level leader? I have contested and won the election.
Say in 2008, when Sheila Dikshit had been Chief Minister for almost 10 years, it was being rumoured that you will take on and the Congress will project you. Did you feel led at that time? Were you interested in contesting assembly elections then?
I am always ready for any challenge. I was ready then and I am ready now also.
Once again, let me tell our viewers, where are we? Well, we are in Karol Bagh right now. What has it that this is an Aam Aadmi Party stronghold, especially the residential area around that? Kiran Bedi or Kejriwal?
Kejriwal.
Clearly, a stronghold there where the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, but like I said, every day we pick a rally of a political leader. Yesterday we were at Kiran Bedi's rally and every voice there said BJP Kiran Bedi. But there has been a myth that generations have grown on, and that is that Kiran Bedi was the IPS officer that towed Indira Gandhi's car. Is there any truth in it? Well, ACP Nirmal Singh tells all to our managing editor Rahul Kanwal.
There's been so much that we've heard in the years growing up about Kiran Bedi and her heroics with the Prime Minister's car. Can you tell our viewers what really happened at that time, sir?
In those days, there were some shops which dealt in this decoration of the cars. They used to park the car on the main road and the traffic obviously got obstructed. My duty as a traffic police person was just to make a smooth way for the traffic, and I used to prosecute the car drivers who obstructed the road and other things and unauthorized parking. Those shopkeepers were affected because of this action taken by the traffic police. One day, one of the shopkeepers sent a message through someone to me that today a car has been parked over there, and if you are having the guts, tell this SI Nirmal Singh that if he is having guts, he can come over here and prosecute it. That car, in fact, I myself knew that it belonged to the Prime Minister of India at that time, and Shrimati Indira Gandhi used to travel in that car. Because I was in traffic, I knew it. And that shopkeeper also told me that this is the car from the Prime Minister house, and if you can prosecute it. In fact, when I went over there, I want them to remove it. I asked for the driver, who is the driver. No one came out. And
the driver wasn't there.
I feel that the driver was sitting inside the shop, but he never came out. Then finding no other ways, because the traffic was obstructed and it was moving very slowly there, I wanted to get it removed from there. Then I summoned the crane over there, and I again warned them that it will be towed away. Either you remove it, you take it away, no prosecution will be done. And once it is lifted by the crane, prosecution has to be done. Then he never expected me that I will do it. Anyhow, the crane came over here, I towed away the car. Then a man came running out of that shop. He was Mr. Ramesh Handa himself. He volunteered to be prosecuted for this car. The number of that car was there. Normally the driver is prosecuted. When he volunteered that he should be prosecuted, then I prosecuted him.
ACP Nirmal Singh for joining us here for a lovely walk at the Lodi Garden and for sharing your thoughts on what really happened and helping unravel that mystery. Thank you very much.
Well, it's become a clash of personalities where this Delhi election is concerned. A clash between Kiran Bedi and Arvind Kejriwal. And every day they look at each other to make political capital. Today, this was the argument. A wrap on this edition. My camera person Zahir and I say good night, and as well as our crew back in the PCR rolling this entire show. Now every day we're going to end our show with one element where we go out to the person who matters most this election, and that is you out there, that is the voter, and you get to ask a question to the people who matter, to the people who are contesting this election. We have a question today from a voter to Rajiv Babbar. He is fighting from the constituency of Tilak Nagar. He's asked a question and we've made him answer that question. With that, it's good night, goodbye, and we will train our cameras back to the dais where Arvind Kejriwal is holding fort. We'll see you tomorrow 7 p.m, 9:30 a.m. My colleague Rishika and Ankit will join you as well. Good night.
Hi, my name is Prateek and I'm working with a hotel in Delhi, and my question is for Rajiv Babbar. Don't you think, sir, that your father was also a politician and you always attack Congress on the basis of dynasty politics? Don't you think that you had achieved this place and this ticket just because of your father, because he was in politics?
My father is already retired from the active politics. You take example of Shashi Bhushan, and Prashant Bhushan is working in Aam Aadmi Party. I am working as a worker from last 27 years. I started my work from college unit, started my work from ABVP days, and from ABVP I came to Yuva Morcha, and from Yuva Morcha I came to party. So after 27 years working as a worker in the party, now I got the ticket and I'm fighting and contesting election. Now I just want to ask one thing, that is it bad that if some doctor's son become doctor? It's a question is that whether he is capable, intelligent or visionary to do work or not. So I think I have worked as a worker in the party, and party has given me the ticket, and fortunately my father also is having very good reputation from last so many years. That's also advantage to me, and I'm proud of it. I'm not guilty of it. Thank you so much.